Hey, Non-Toxic Alliance community members. This also could be used for any of the other non-toxic alliances as well. I am going to quick jump out and show this first, and this is all about the new non-toxic alliance focus. I'm releasing this vid in the non-toxic band chat for our alliance. I may share with some of the other alliances or the leaders, but at the same time, I do want to more or less keep this to our people. Now, if it gets in the wrong hands, it's not going to kill us. It's not a horrible thing. This is pretty not standard, but having guidelines and stuff like that and how everything should be working is pretty standard in most of the top alliances. So anyway, getting on to what I have put together. Gotten some good feedback from a lot of our other players, and it looks like, and I've also looked at some of the other alliances have been doing. So I've compiled this small list of things that we're going to continue. We're going to be focusing on from now into the forever. I don't really have any other better game plan that I think that would work that on a week to week basis that would keep us all competitive, but at the same time also having fun at the same time because that's really what the game is about. It's not about making this into a job. It's not about having enough time for your family, but it is also at the same time a game that does require some effort. You don't. It's not sitting back and letting everybody else do all the work. So that's why these are pretty much how everything is going to continue going forward. So one of the first things is the top six alliance weekly. So I'll explain this now that I've shown this for a while. We're just going to go in game and we can talk about these things actually as with the game open. But top six alliance weekly basically showing the current alliance leaderboard, and you'll understand why top six is not. People say, "Oh, why top six, not top three?" Or because top three weekly that's burnout. We're not trying to burn out players. We're not trying to say that people have to spend ridiculous amounts of gems to be able to get to a certain point in the leaderboard and everything else because that's insane. Because we're not trying to, push players away from the game. We're trying to enjoy the game. So, as you can see, our current league, after the most recent Souls event, majority of alliances stuck around, at least in the top area. So we got League of the Gods, we have Requiem FR, which is a French alliance, New Order, Quantum's Web, Templari, Phoenix, Dreadnought. Those are all pretty regular names here in Legend League. So as you can see, that's 7 spots right there, and then we have some of these other kind of medium alliances that we've definitely been able to beat them plenty of times in the past. And as you can see here, we're only a couple million away from really just jumping all the way up here to 8th place. So really, it's like less than 5 million away. So it's very feasible to be in the lower sections on the regular weekly, especially with everyone focusing on VP on a regular basis. And we're going to remove the building weeks because building weeks tend to make people real lazy, not really actually staying on point of VP because we're not too super concentrated on VP during those old build weeks. But the thing was, when we would try to turn on the heat for the next week, it was not everybody was jumping, to grabbing VP lands, and so the transition between build weeks and on weeks was not good. So that's why this new top six alliance weekly, saying that we're always going to shoot for the top six, is going to be more focused on keeping that VP score high on a regular basis all the time so that you are definitely looking for VP lands to capture, and we'll go over that here very shortly. I'll show that. But you do also at the same time want to make sure that we're not, causing ridiculous amount of havoc when it comes down to getting into a cap war. But that's the thing. If you stick, and this is why I'm going to say this is a good guideline, but I mean, you can do what you want. But the best way that I see about going about it is sticking to. Now, this is obviously a Legend League server, and it's after the event, so a lot of alliances have been picked clean. But when it comes to pick clean, as in, here, I'll show you. and go over here. You got 50 through probably 40, 30s here, it looks like. Yeah, about down to 35. That they're like, they used to be huge, and they're all super small now because everyone left the server. So pretty much, because they're alliances that only stuck here because of the current event. So attacking any of these outside alliances here, I mean, when it comes down to capping lands, is totally fine and a good way to build up your VP lands during the week. I'm not going to say that, getting some of the higher you can find higher VP lands out here too. I mean, it's not like it's impossible. There's a 17 right there. I mean, 17, 18, 19, 15s. So, I mean, it's not bad. Obviously, when you do attack some of the more inner alliances, um, they're gonna most likely cap back or possibly have more retaliations against our whole alliance. So that's what we want to try to avoid, but at the same time, cap from the outside. It's easy to do and not detrimental to the alliance. All right, number two, top 50 alliance in the events. When the events come on and there's a 4-star reward available for top 50, we will be going for that regardless every time. And the reason why is because it's all those 4 stars are actually better than the weekly 4 stars. The weekly 4 stars are again the common 4 stars, like your Flame Hides and your Koldan and stuff like that. Whereas the event titans, as we know, a lot of them being more specialized titans that are rarity wise, that we would like to get for not just ourselves but the whole alliance when they offer it for top 50. So with that in mind, we're going to be enacting a 1,000 soul minimum for all alliance events, because as soon as an alliance event that has top 50 a reward of 4-star or more, we will be going for that, and at that time, our minimum for VP will be, it doesn't matter anymore, because when we go into event mode, we will not be caring about VP. It will be all about the souls, getting your 1,000 soul minimum, and that's what we're going to be doing going forward. If you want to play it free to play with that 1,000 soul minimum, that's 100 battles. Use a relic, it makes it way less. Obviously, spend some gems or be more participating in the actual event, and that'll be 1,000 souls is incredibly easy. But 100 battles at 10 souls a battle, or if there's modifiers, because some of the events, soul events, there are modifiers because of your titans. So still, it's 1,000 souls per player, per member in our alliance going forward for all events. And that just means you're participating, that you're doing your part. Because being in an alliance that's going to be top 50 and getting on a 4-star, we're not requiring you to finish the event. We are requiring you to participate and put up souls. For all the people that are finishing the event at the top, they don't want to look at the bottom and see anything less than 1,000. And that's why I say 1,000 soul minimum. Other alliances in non-toxic are doing more than that. So I see that as fair to keep it at 1,000. Like I said, other alliances are even more demanding than that. So I find that to be fair. All right, and the third thing is going to be our VP minimum, which is 1.5 million minimum VP, unless there's a soul event. Obviously, I put that in quotations, and that's weekly. And that can be modified pending the situation. When the 1.5, you might drop it down to 1.3, or we may raise it to 1.75, something like that, just because things are changing in the alliance, pending on how everything goes. So we'll see how everything goes in the future weeks. But 1.5 million seems to be very achievable by, I want to say, more than 70% of the members on a week to week already. So I don't think this is going to be a problem on a regular basis for everybody. Number 4, when it comes down to, because I'll just show the list right here. I mean, people are above 1.5 million already, and it's only Wednesday. It's only the 3rd day of the season. We did have a Souls event on Monday, finishing up, so it does help. But anyway, so then the 4th thing is about notifying leaders about being absent from the game for longer than a day. So for instance, what I mean by that does not mean that you cannot be absent from the game for longer than a day. You can be. That is fine. I'm not going to boot you if you message me and say, hey, I'm going to be gone for the, I messaged me on Friday, I'm going to be gone for the weekend, I'll be back on Sunday night. That's fine, but you told me about it. When I look and I see players in the list, and I'm like, especially in soul events, because I can easily tell, because when the souls, you can see zero, the most recent and everything else. But otherwise, when I see that there's people that are over at like 1 day, like here you go, Aaron's at 1 day right now. That's telling me something right there. Also, too, he doesn't have many attacks, and his VP is very low. So I have messaged Aaron recently about that, and we're gonna see exactly what happens. But when I don't hear from you, I start thinking that you're not going to be a very active player. We got to start thinking about moving you to another alliance, take up further steps from there. Otherwise, as long as you go for the minimum VP, go for the alliance minimum souls, we will achieve what we want, which is to get into top three. I say top six. Another reason, one more thing, just to reiterate the whole top six idea is being in top six means that we can be able to stay out of the area of alliances that are going to be stripped for VP lands, because, again, the top alliances are always battling. Even if we're not involved directly in that battle, they need VP lands from somewhere. Well, that's why everything gets stripped down from, rank 50 downwards. Well, later in the season, we don't want to be in rank 15, 16, even 13 where we are now. We want to be way lower so that we're not in those areas of basically being picked clean of VP lands by larger alliances. And two, also, the other reason is when you're rank 6 or lower, you get a lot of players recruited to us. So we always do need new players to become in, because we tend to stay in the 40s a lot. I would like to all be at max 50 players all the time, but that's, of course, can't always have everything, and there's people have lives. So, like I said, we will be more actively be able to recruit more players as long as we stay in the top six of Legend League, because, like I said, that just makes us look very good overall. All right, and the last thing is grow, battle, and have fun. I mean, that's the thing. With Alliance events, Bo made a point when I was talking to him about all this the other day, is growing during Alliance events. Since you're battling so much, it's very easy to basically have your own little build session during the event, because you have so much resources that you're able to achieve. So, I mean, grow as much as you can, battle, get those rewards, and have fun doing it. If you're not having fun, it's not a game, it's a job. So enjoy the game, have fun, and then I will talk to you guys all again very soon. If there's any questions about any of this, please post it in the comments. Like I said, this video is not going to be posted to publicly on my YouTube channel. It's just going to be kept to itself. So, all right. Well, I hope this was all very informative. I hope everybody enjoys this quick vid. I don't know how quick it was, but all right. 14 minutes. All right. Have a good one, guys.